Disclaimer: the following Boundless PodTrap episode contains strong opinions that some listeners may and will find offensive. If you cannot accept or respect others with a differing opinion from yours, then fuck off.
Rolling sound.
I like turtles.
Alrighty. Let me see your war face.
Now, y'all ain't planning on fucking these chickens, are you?
Picture it. Sicily, 1920.
Aren't we fucking funny?
Streaming from the Midwest, right in the middle of the U.S. From Omaha, Nebraska, you're listening to the Boundless PodTrap, your entertainment podcast where we touch on all topics, from the crazy and absurd to the sacred and profane, and even the useless and unnecessary. The Boundless PodTrap knows no bounds. And now, here are your hosts.
Well, it just kind of fades out like that. What's happening? I didn't start it.
I put my gun down because you didn't do it, and then, oh boy,
we started like that. Happy Pride, all my LGBTQ and plus.
WKRP. You're a month late.
I'm not a month late.
Wasn't it June?
It's fucking June.
No, last month was June.
No, it's June.
No, this is recording in June, but it's released in July.
No. I thought this one comes out.
There's like 3 days left in June. What are you talking about?
the movie one comes out first.
Anyway,
it's 2 weeks left.
Happy belated Pride.
We recorded this in June.
Happy 4th of July.
We recorded this in June.
America.
And I didn't get to talk to you before, so happy Pride. All my my friends.
That's what we need to figure out is before we record these, what date is this getting dropped on?
Happy Pride every motherfucking day.
Well, happy Halloween, everybody.
June 11th. 9 days until my birthday, so this is my birthday episode.
It's not June 11th, it's June 16th.
Sorry, July 11th. Sorry, June.
I'm so fucking confused.
What? You don't even know your own
Welcome
birthday?
everyone to the Boundless PodTrap, where we don't know shit and
July
nothing
11th.
matters.
And the points don't matter.
John, are you sure you want to be a part of this?
This is John.
right?
If you don't know, this is John in the back.
Hey guys,
Everybody knows who John is.
we know who John is.
Wait, are you guys doing a bit? What are you doing?
I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
I'm on this podcast too, not just the movie one.
You fucked it up to start, and it's all downhill.
I don't think it. Don't put that on me. Don't you put that on me.
I
put the coat on her.
Oh, for Christ on a cross.
For you listeners, can you guess what quote that is from?
Correct.
Movie. Yes.
Correct the one person who yelled at their radio.
BoundlessPodTrap
What
at
could
gmail.com.
possibly be funny?
Email us and tell us what movie that's from, and we'll give you absolutely nothing. But
And you'll be the first person to ever email our email account.
Boring.
We won't know what the alert is. We got an email.
I even pulled up this fucking schedule.
Did Justin
The
do
schedule.
And it says
July 11th.
episode 54, June 16th, June 20th.
54?
Yeah.
20 what?
I thought we were in the 40s.
24?
Yeah, we just had this is 41, right?
Yeah, he's talking
That's
about
December 6th.
41.
That's in fucking... That was last year.
Yeah, you're going off an old
What is happening with this?
Things are breaking. This is what happens.
This is from fucking August of 2020.
I was going to say, I don't want to...
Should we just...
This is why when you guys suggested getting Discord and said it was a good idea, I said
first
no.
of all, don't say you guys suggested Discord. I've been against Discord from
Since
the
day
moment
one. He wanted shit to break from the start. So
all those dick pics that Justin posts in there.
now I got to just drop them one at a time. So you have to go through the whole thing.
I like it better that way.
Yeah, it's if you watch them in order, it looks like it's growing. I'm just moving the camera closer.
I went reverse.
Oh,
So you get everything excited once and then it like disappoints you.
It looks like when somebody unhooks one of those inflatable Christmas.
wacky inflatable flailing arm and tube man. Wacky inflatable flailing arm and tube man.
Oh, those things are fun.
Yeah. So how you guys been? Welcome to episode 41.
41.
Or as Lonnie
Is
calls
this
it,
an
episode
episode?
54.
Four. I'm just ahead of the game.
Or in the future.
So how you finished
Back to
your
the Future was
your ebook
bullshit.
and you've got absolutely no input on it. Congratulations.
I finished my ebook a while ago.
Going
and
to the editor.
Justin's had it for about 2 weeks now and hasn't read anything.
What are you
which is a
talking
good
about? I
sign.
gave you input. This is July 11th. I've already gave you my input.
You broke it down into the chapters, which I already did for you.
That's what I did last month in June. This is July now.
But Lonnie's wife is now going to be reading it, and she used to be an editor.
What if she harms herself in some way after reading it?
Well,
is it good?
Enter at your own risk. But yeah, no, the ebook is going good. I've sold thousands of copies since it's July.
In episode 54.
Yeah. But yeah.
Are you giving me shit for fucking up, or are you talking about the sales of the book?
What?
Never mind. Cut.
Wait, did you fuck up?
No, I didn't. There's no proof of
this
it.
whole first 10 minutes.
I feel like we are going in reverse in what we should be doing with this podcast. We should be so professional at this point,
and then dump it at the end.
Thousands of listeners.
Fuck the listeners.
We had more.
Right?
We had more listeners on episode 1.
There's other
things. We were more professional. Less fuck ups.
That's why I joined this podcast.
Speaking of podcasts, we need a.
You pointed at a whiteboard that's got drawings of.
Is that a vacuum?
It says tots and
upside
pears.
down vacuum.
I have no idea. It says sensors.
Oh, I see what you.
Anyways,
I see it. I see it.
So we have like other local podcasts. Like, what's that one with
Wow.
With Josh Wexelman and Jesse
these people who listen from Sudan never know.
Like Josh
Jesse the body.
Fuck that guy.
The body rules.
No, I actually like Josh. So we got a shout out from a different podcast. There's another podcast called the
Four Black Guys.
In so many words. It's called the Mighty Misfit Kings. We're not going to do anything with that. I queued up the wrong thing, so I've already fucked it up. That's the first thing I fucked up already.
Called the Mighty Misfit Kings.
Yeah. So they got like their own little thing going, and they kind of ride similar to like our style. Not necessarily like our style. They got their own little thing. So they're reaching their groove right now. They're like 4 episodes in, and currently they touch on like a lot of social topics, sort of like theorize. They got like relational dynamics, like red pill truths. Not so much like the hardcore over the edge stuff, but they're very rational in a lot of their discussions. And I kind of like pretty much everything they've done. They talk about comics, wrestling, etc. So there's like Cairo, Tokyo, Cosmic Proof, and my boy Lemonhead, which is also one race. Very interesting conversations. Not necessarily like us, but definitely in congruence.
Good.
To like the Boundless PodTrap. Collectively, they probably got like 4 feet of rope between most of them.
Yeah.
Like we are probably at like 2.5 feet, and that's mostly because of Jeremy.
Yeah. Like a strong 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
And they got a good yard and a quarter.
They're over a 4 feet of rope.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
I'm talking about penises.
That's what I thought.
Okay, there you are.
Good, strong skipping rope.
So they all share the same penis? What?
No.
I told you it was a 4 Black Guy podcast.
You want to go night-night?
And you didn't understand? We were talking about dick?
No, they're pretty cool. I worked with Lemonhead. He's a pretty cool dude. And they're just...
The candy shop.
I ate those... in the movie the other day.
And what's the name of the podcast again?
Four
the
Black
Mighty
Guys?
Misfit Kings.
You ate 4 Black Guys in a movie?
So far. Now we have like a competitive podcast. They're going to be like our enemies or something like that.
Why?
They're already
They're going to spank us.
With the last episode, you guys throwing out the word midge every 3-4 minutes.
That means vagina.
Probably not
Great.
probably not our only enemy.
I'm not good at
John, I haven't seen you in a few podcasts. What's up?
Oh, living the dream. Did you guys listen to my podcast? The Martial Law Podcast?
I listened to it.
Hasn't had an episode in 6 months, but that's all right.
I lost all...
I got kind of bored talking to myself.
I lost all updates when it comes to sports and the pirate Viking treasure.
Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
My Sea of Thieves update.
I'm like, what's happening? Are they okay? Does it play when you're not playing?
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are
What happened? I can't hear
No,
it.
it doesn't play when they're not playing.
I can't hear it. I can't hear anything.
Stop laughing,
I
dude.
went deaf.
Put the coat on her! We're very organized.
Yes.
I can see.
Nah.
I like it.
It's night 1 of a new format, kids.
Yeah,
we'll
we're just
figure it out.
It's kind of like another Bantersode. It's like a half and half, a sweet and low, a black and mild.
Means we didn't want to put effort into it.
Well, I mean, like
We're just shooting the shit.
Yeah, since John just got released after his several priors, and how do you feel about like
Richard Pryor?
How is Jeff Hardy?
Yeah.
How do you feel about
He's got
doing
the
some
Triple
time
Crown,
for
the only one to get arrested in TNA,
Oh yeah.
AEW, and WWE.
But no, how do you
Shout
feel
out
about
to Jeff Hardy.
doing time for something that you didn't do?
I mean, what?
Since, Oh, you want to play it that way?
What is happening?
It took us 40 episodes to get you. You know Paco as well.
I do.
Yeah. So John just got released again. That's kind of why he's back, because Paco fucked up and John decided to take some heat. So he's back now. Mm-hmm. He's always been part of the BPT, but so much time, roll with it.
It was hard.
How hard was it?
Said. Hard enough.
I mean, it wasn't like quite chub. It was a little stiffer than that, but it wasn't like...
It moved.
Somebody better grab my balls.
That's like the most emotion I've ever seen come out.
Butt fuck, motherfucker.
So this is a gold star warning, too. I'm going to say this is a gold star episode. Our banter episodes are probably going to be our most vulgar.
Oh, 100%.
From here on out. If we don't have anything planned, don't let the kids listen.
Like they do.
Not that you should have let the kids listen anyway.
Yeah, the last several episodes have been great for kids.
I had a theory, if you want to call it a theory, not an idea. But don't. Here we go.
Buckle in.
Here we go.
It's gonna be a bumpy one.
The Lonnie Theory Corner.
It's you guys are familiar with Gay Chicken, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys play Gay Chicken?
Chick-fil-A?
Not
no.
recently.
Is it still called Gay Chicken?
You can't say
if you
Gay
come.
Chicken at Chick-fil-A.
Well, that's the thing. My theory or my technique is to be the first person to come, because then you automatically win.
It's not gay if you come.
No. Well, I mean, like, it's Gay Chicken, but it's
not gay if you don't come.
No,
so,
it's
you
neither
can
nor.
do gay stuff, but if you don't come, it's
I thought
not
it was
gay.
the smiling that made you gay,
No, it's the eye contact.
or pretending
Usually.
you enjoyed it.
No, that's in a devil's three-way
But if it's chicken,
with an Eiffel Tower.
then you know it's not real. But if you can come for real, you already win. So just be the first person to come.
I've been single for 20 years. I can come in 2 seconds if I want.
Open a window and a breeze rolled in, and I jizzed in my pants.
Nice. I can do
a
a
song was.
But no, I've never heard of Gay Chicken.
I can do a no hands come right now.
Serious? You never heard of a gay chicken?
Don't look at me. You know what really
Bok.
You know what really
Gay chicken?
sucks about this new setup
What's up?
and the fact that it's summertime is you're fucking
Dude, and I'm wearing like
you're
these little
fucking
short shorts right now.
Clark Griswold fucking
Yeah, I'm
vacation
trying something.
shorts that are short when you're standing up and you're sitting down. It's just like it's right there.
This feels really weird for me. This isn't my style. Like, this is missing
Yeah.
a lot of pockets.
It's missing a lot of material in general.
Is it like
there.
that episode of Friends where he's like, "Hey man, put the mouse back in the house."
Basically, it's just like there.
He's like Bumblebee tuna.
Can we put a screen on the front of your desk if this is going to be the setup from here on out?
Like a magnifying screen.
That'll
Like
help.
those doctor ones that you stand in front of.
It's just like, man.
You like what you see, you know you do.
When you laugh, it
You're
twitches.
a fucking hypocrite, though. You're the one sitting there with one
know.
leg up, fucking
Everything up.
spreading, going in for the room.
But my shorts are at
I'm
least...
not even wearing pants.
My my shorts at least have room for air. It's just like...
You're doing a testy tuck. I can see it.
You might as well be wearing a
Nothing but midge.
G-string over here.
Nope. No G-string.
Those are really shorts.
But I do see somebody needs to shave.
Sorry.
A jigga what?
Anyways,
So yeah,
back to the mighty boss tones. What are they called?
the four black guys.
Some of us are.
The
the Mighty Misfit Kings. We're done with that.
Oh,
for now.
yeah, he's talking about
But until
gay
they come out with
chickens.
another episode.
Oh,
He's talking about how
What's the name?
Chick-fil-A doesn't like gays.
Chick-fil-A is
Do you guys have you? I've never bought Chick-fil-A.
good.
No,
That's
I've
another
never
thing that
paid
they-
for it. I've eaten it, but I've
You're a
never paid for it.
You know, if you actually pay, don't do that.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Malone.
just got it out of my head.
I was saying that that new
Speaking
Post
of that.
Malone, Better Man song.
Yeah.
Don't promote that garbage.
I think the Puddle Mud About a Girl is so much better than the Postman, and that was horrible.
Well,
Like
That sounds like a South Park character.
it does. He sounds just like Cartman.
nothing's as good as Comeback King.
That is actually
Come back, King.
I liked that one.
That was my asshole singing that. Hey, Justin, you said you had something for us tonight that we needed to do work on, so we should probably do that while we're somewhat coherent.
It's fucked up that you do that every time.
What?
Yeah.
Keep you on track?
No, I mean, like, throw me on the bus. Like, I'm here wasting your time.
Was
you
the
know?
bus on time?
No, I'm saying we need the most energy to do yours. The rest of us can fuck off on ours.
This is true. All right, so I put a lot of effort into
We have to think a lot.
prepping. You don't have to think anything. This is all stuff right up your guys' alley. And I don't know about so much yours, but
He's pointing to me, cast or listeners.
Did you see how he pointed with 2 fingers? He was like,
Yeah, he
was giving you the stinker.
No, this is respect.
You need a fist. It's
You can see the pinky ring. I'm not wearing it.
Anyway,
the ring is next to me. Yeah, I did a little bit of prep work, prep work for you guys to do something. But before we get into that, I kind of want to talk about something about movies, or as Jeremy says, movies. Say movies.
Movies.
Cinematic.
I'm not a fucking.
Say woozy.
Woozy?
Woozy?
I'm not
Canadian. Cool Whip.
I'm not a Californian.
There's a.
I hate how British people say
when I edit the podcast, and every now and then when you say like movies, it sounds like you stress the
advertisement.
The movies.
What's happening now? There was like 13 conversations going on, but
Lonnie and I are talking to each other, and you two are talking. Justin's is talking.
I say movies weird.
No, you say movies.
Sometimes I hear it.
It's like you're turning.
I mean,
into
he's exaggerating it, but yeah,
you're turning into a cat. So it's like movies.
A cow. What kind of cat? What kind of cat? I'm hungry.
I can't even get it out.
Can you put a little bit more water in his dish?
What kind of cow would do that?
You call me a lie?
I think this does kind of hinder our podcast now that John is present with us, because we are no longer the best podcast with the best livers.
Wow. I don't drink a lot.
You have 14 cans.
What are you holding?
A monster?
A mega pint.
A mega pint of monster? When we went to Colorado, we did order a mega pint.
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag?
Alcohol.
That's a microphone that we can't hook up.
Oh, yeah.
What's the blue?
A microphone that smells like Smirnoff.
It's the blue substance. So we're going to talk about some movies here.
What's
movies? I wanted to talk about certain tropes. And you guys know what a trope is, right?
I wanted to talk about a movie.
Yes. So tropes are pretty much a figurative or metaphorical use of a word or expression. We're all movie people here. Tropes.
Except for me, I'm a movie person.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So tropes are intentional as they are accidental. It's a device to tell a story. And as a writer, a MacGuffin is a form or a trope. A form of a trope. You can capitalize on something cheesy or look back at your piece and be like, oh yeah, I guess this falls into that category. There are common ways of expanding the story. When you see something in a film, it sort of becomes a thing. So they're more like trends. The more movies kind of capitalize on this, you're like, oh, that's movie. Am I saying it now?
No, you sound like that Michael Cera. You're talking really fast, like you're in fast motion, kind of.
I gotta slow it down. Why are you licking your lips looking at me?
I just coughed and blue spit everywhere. I'm just trying to clean it up before you notice.
Why is it blue?
I had a math teacher who gave me his phone number because my lips were really chapped one day.
What the fuck?
And we're not talking about movies right here, but I was licking my lips and I'm like, and then he's like, he did like a little second take and I didn't catch it. But when he gave the papers back, his phone number was on my, you know who you are.
Mr. Lampy.
Whoa. I was literally about to say that. Holy cow, Mr. Lampy.
That's who it was.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not.
It was, his
You
name
didn't
was
go to Papillion, did you?
Grabowski. Grabowski, we called him.
So tropes.
He used to always send me in the hallway and I do cartwheels and you can just see my feet going through the window. Come out, Justin, go to the office. So tropes. A short list of tropes could be throw a trope out.
The geeks.
The geeks, yes. There's like walking away from an explosion. That's the sort of trope that cocky show mo.
Lens flares.
Many.
Oh, wait, we're not talking Michael Bay movies.
There's. That's kind of that's its own. That's called Michael Bay.
Michael Bay is his own trope. Yeah.
There's the many jump scares, like the cabinet scare, the mirror scare, the fridge scare, the falling garden tool scare. Like those are all
heads.
Yes. The kiss and hold are the interruption before a long waited. Like they're going in and then somebody interrupts. It's like, or like the kiss and break. There's like the smart kids, like none of the parents or adults believe anything. It's often the
geeks.
Yeah. You expect me to believe that? It's like, yeah, that's the truth.
The final girl.
People are killing. Yeah. There's the hello, is anyone there? There's the loser to hottie or ugly duckling trope that explains itself.
Why did you point to me when you said loser?
too hottie.
Self-explanatory.
You said
Too hottie.
the loser. I'm like,
Loser, too hottie. I pointed to you.
And then I was the hottie you pointed to, so.
No, it's just
I'm
my
okay
breath.
with this conversation.
Okay.
that's a dumb movie.
There's the cut the red wire, or the 1 second left, which is kind of in a lot of bomb action or even sport movies. It's like down to the last second. It's like that trope. There's the dumb baddies.
This is an envelope.
There's the dumb baddies where like the stormtroopers, they can't hit anything. Nobody, like you have one guy, everybody is surrounding and shooting at him, and he can't hit him.
Yeah.
There's
because they're clones.
The undead trope, or the killer or opponent is assumed to be finished, but could climatically, I can't even say that word. They rise up or claim.
So the entire Halloween franchise.
Yeah. So them just getting up, or even them not being there.
Friday the 13th.
They're like, oh, I killed him. Turn my back, turn back. He's gone. Where did he go? Oh no.
That was a jump scare. What?
There's the. Did I move my mic? Yeah.
You moved the fucking headbutted it.
Oh my god, I got a concussion. There's the "you're off the case" trope.
No, I'm
wondering where this is going.
I'm not like 100% understanding this, but okay.
They're tropes. I'm trying to give like example of tropes. So they're often confused with like cliches.
You've explained movies.
Are you doing that on purpose?
That was not, and I caught it. I'm like, oh man,
you do it.
Wow.
I just said do.
Anyways, yeah, okay.
But yeah, no, they're often confused with cliches. There's that fine line, but I don't want to get too far into cliches. I'll just say cliches are often considered
cliche?
Lazy writing. That too. Guess what they're also confused with?
Stereotypes.
Archetypes.
Fuck.
Close enough.
Fuck. No.
Yeah.
Back out.
Back out. We ain't going down that route again.
It's like the car that doesn't start, you know, like, or the black dude dies first thing. So
your trope would be Asian.
That's an archetype. Possibly.
Oh, so like a spinning heel kick. That's
so
spinning
John,
bird kick.
This was the worst experience of our life. That this is part 2.
Oh. Archetypes, man. I think that was the only podcast I ever fell asleep at.
Why? Same.
I'm not going down that road. I can't say why. I stopped listening once you started talking on that episode.
It was a lot of information, Justin.
It was.
You're welcome. I do what I can to
So what are we doing with this tropes thing?
All right. So Lonnie actually hit on the one that I want to talk about.
Geeks?
I created a little survey thing. I want you guys to take it real quick. We're going to do this off the air. So I'm going to send you guys something in the group chat. Go through that and we'll get a little bit more into it. Lonnie said last girl. Did I already say that?
The final girl, yeah.
The final girl, the last girl. So we're going to rate this in a way. And when we come back, we'll have a little bit more information for you. All right.
Okay.
All right, so we're back. So what I had you guys do is take a quiz-ish, a little questionnaire to rate these last girls, which we had Clear Rivers.
10 final girls and 1 final boy.
Allie Larder.
So we're talking like the last survivor of like a
Not necessarily the last survivor, but the last person.
Yeah.
It could be the last person killed or the last person who survives.
I didn't understand that, but now that we looked at those people, I kind of understand it now.
Yeah. It was a very... all that stuff that was cut, it was just simple instructions that you guys understood first time go. So cool. So yeah, we had Clear Rivers from Final Destination, played by Allie Larder. We had Kyle from Child's Play 2, played by Christine Elise. Sydney Prescott, who was in Scream. Nev Campbell. Nancy Thompson from The Nightmare on Elm Street, played by, I messed something up.
Heather Langenkamp.
Yep. Mary Collingwood, I think that's what I just messed up, who was in Last House on the Left. I forget who was. Yeah. So Lex Woods from Aliens vs. Predator, who played Sanaa Lathan. Julie James, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Jennifer Love Hewitt. Ellen Ripley from The Aliens. Sigourney Weaver, obviously. Laurie Strode from Halloween. Jamie Lee Curtis. And Jesse Walsh, another Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's Revenge. Mark Patton. And Vicky, who's in Terrifier from Samantha Scalafidi. These were pretty much the last girls, or the last ones who were surviving before they survived. Some of them actually died. All of them, I want to say, might have But yeah, going through the last girl trope, I had you guys rate these ones by their looks, their attractiveness, or how hot you might consider them. Their formidability, which is how capable are they? Are they a burden or not? Their intelligence, their ingenuity. Do they make all the smart decisions? Are they stupid? Are they just an airhead? And their personality. Are they likable, or can't stand them and wish their character was killed off sooner? And I had you rate them from like 1 to 7, so there's a little bit more variability. So, do you guys want to know who each's top person was?
Yes. Why the fuck else would we fill out this survey?
Yeah. So, for some reason, I thought this was kind of weird too. So, my top person was Kyle from Child's Play, with Lex falling underneath from Aliens vs. Predator. You would, is what you were saying. Jeremy, his top person was Julie James from I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Aliens Ellen Ripley coming in a close second. Lonnie.
Why'd you tell everybody?
Because these are also going to be like averaged up together. So Lonnie,
Galaxy Quest though.
Nancy Thompson was his top with Sidney Prescott. Sidney Prescott from Scream, a close second.
I thought Ellen Ripley would be up there too.
John, his top 2 were Julie James from I Know What You Did Last Summer and Lex Woods from Aliens vs. Predator. So altogether, averaged those out. The top person was Ellen Ripley from Aliens and Julie James as like the 2 top last girls. So we went from Ellen Ripley, Julie James, Nancy Thompson, Lex Woods, Sidney Prescott. Those are the top 5. Right underneath that, which the horror queen, the last girl queen, the format of what the last girl is, Laurie Strode, was 6th place. So I find it kind of weird. This kind of goes into John Marshall's. John Marshall's like...
I'm just confused. Like, I thought Sydney would be higher for me.
Yeah, I know. But this is the average of everybody's. So John Marshall is pretty known for the Marshall Madness, which is a lot of like brackets. This is kind of like a sub bracket. We're just using the averages of what we're choosing right now. Some of us aren't familiar with certain movies, so that rating put it at its average of that particular rating of that. Yeah.
John Marshall is also known for masturbating.
This is true. He's doing it now.
I thought we were going to go. I thought we were going to go a podcast without mentioning that, but that's fine.
Yep.
Why would we do that?
That's fine.
Why would we do that?
We'll stop mentioning it when you slow down.
Oh, there that is.
I know. It's like a shaved carrot at this point.
So
shredded?
And some of these, you were asking about Jesse Walsh.
Yeah.
He's a last girl.
Is he really?
Yeah. He considers himself like the only male screen queen. So I have to consider him into last girl because, I mean...
Well, technically, he wasn't the final girl.
Yeah. I had to pit him up there just for you guys when you guys came
He was
up on him.
actually a damsel in distress. He wasn't a final girl.
His dance moves, man, his likability.
Popper gun.
Yeah.
Did you guys rate Sydney pretty low? I'm just really surprised that Sydney is that low.
Sydney is fifth.
I hate Scream.
I thought she's beautiful, but I think her naivety was pretty high.
Serious.
Worst.
That is my favorite.
She was average.
Scream is awesome.
Out of 7 points, she was average 5.5.
What about
out
hotness?
Of looks
5.5.
Yeah, for her hotness.
I gave her like a 2 for hotness.
I rated her higher.
Julie was the hottest for all of them, right? Like, was she like a 6.2?
She was a 6.75, just 25.
See, even better.
Just a quarter of a point.
Jennifer Love Hewitt, it's fucking hot.
My measurements right now.
That used to be my number one when I was.
I got her a 7.
She was like low on everything else, but like hotness, it was like if there was an 8.
I don't know. She kind of had a fuck it, let's fuck shit up kind of attitude. She didn't make good decisions.
She was about as worthless as a character could be.
She was inciting a murder. It's like, come on,
true,
stupid. What are you waiting for, huh?
I thought that was Justin. I'm like, how are you doing that with your mouth closed?
Talents.
I put the cut on her.
I can throw my voice now. So anyways, that's my sort of bracket. I wanted to teach you guys a little bit about tropes. Not you guys. You guys know what tropes are. You guys are all movie guys. You didn't learn anything? See me after school.
BoundlessPodTrap.com. Tell us what your favorite trope is.
Jeremy.
We don't have a .com.
BoundlessPodTrap@gmail.com. Tell us what your favorite trope
Dislike
is.
everything about it.
Is it because they talk about the tropes? Scream talks about the tropes.
He's just not a big fan of.
He still considers it lazy writing.
Movies.
Yeah. It's like there are comedies who use this, and it's like it's supposed to make fun of it. Like Scary Movies is all about the tropes. Certain movies, they probably didn't write it as this, but it just falls into it because it's a trend. It's like this has already been done before. Now it's a trope.
And I also hate the ghost face mask too. There's no originality to it.
There's not supposed to be.
No.
That's why I don't like it.
So you would rate the ghost face,
but yet the Halloween mask is
as a
original.
as a 1 for hotness.
The
on the
ghost
screen,
face?
man. On the ghost, but
Goose egg.
We don't have zeros.
Well,
we're looking at one. Just kidding, Lonnie.
I'm at least a 0.5.
At least 7.
Hey, I'll take it.
0.7.
I also didn't like the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies.
Oh, those are.
But it had Jennifer
You
Love
would,
Hewitt at her
you would
prime.
take a fucking bucket hat over the ghost face mask? Because that's like what the argument is.
And a hook.
The what?
A bucket hat and a hook over.
I love the Scream franchise. I don't care.
I hate both.
Do you remember that movie Cry Wolf?
No.
It was just about like creating a killer and then it actually happened and then they kill him. It was kind of a interesting one.
The fucking Leslie Vernon Behind the Mask.
Oh, yeah.
Movie was fucking great. I recommend if any of the listeners or any of you nerds haven't seen it, that's a great one. That's about
Isn't it like a documentary?
It's a documentary that towards the end, like the climax of it turns into an actual horror film.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
You say climax in horror film?
Yeah, climaxed to a horror film.
Oh, horror. Sorry.
Horror.
Yes. Sorry. Headphones.
And
They're
horror.
little.
I don't enunciate either.
Headphones.
Movies.
Headphones.
Movies.
Cock. Balls.
Put the coat on her.
That's all I got for
That was
the
good.
tropes.
I actually
it's
liked
okay.
it. That was kind of fun.
Well, I wanted to do something more interactive with you guys.
I wish I knew the characters better.
I took a long time creating this little survey for you to make it so professional. It doesn't matter because the listeners aren't going to see it. Well, you could see it if you want to email me. I can have you do it. It's not going to average into anything.
And the password needs to be your social security
password
number.
is penis.
The password is nipple.
I'm not going to say that to my mom.
I would have said schlong.
Well, I got one that we can interact with too, boys.
Yeah, you do.
And this is a new segment since it's a new day in the world of the Boundless PodTrap. And
yes, it is.
I knew it. I was like, somebody bite your tongue. It's a new day.
And, we always give Jeremy shit about being grumpy, and it's because he's the old man. So I took it and it was my job to make Jeremy a segment. And the segment's called Jeremy's Corner, where basically someone gets the opportunity, gets a segment to just complain about things they don't like. And since I decided I took some things that have just pissed me off and I thought we could talk about them. And
let me pinch his microphone cord. That way it doesn't all come out.
And it's going to shoot in my face.
I just an opportunity to just bitch about things.
Turn it off.
That a lot of you might not agree with. A lot of you might give me hate for it. BoundlessPodTrap@AOL.com. Let me know your feelings on this, whether you agree with me, whether you don't agree with me. Fuck it. I'm going to say it anyway because I have the microphone, which means I'm louder than you.
And I'm in the
You've got mail.
In the vein of this,
welcome.
I don't like the fact that it's called Jeremy's Corner.
See, he doesn't like anything.
Point proven.
That's what I just said. That's what I was prefaced with.
All right. So things that bother me. Now that COVID has calmed down and it's not getting the media coverage it has.
It was made up anyway.
Yeah, totally made up. This motherfucker had the biggest death toll of any event in American history by a large number.
Wait, COVID? What do you
COVID, yeah. Bigger than any war, bigger than any virus, flu.
This also kind
in
of
American history. And I know
allegedly.
I know a lot of the numbers.
Those count though.
A lot of the numbers were fudged, like they fudged some of the numbers. But a lot of the numbers in any of the sickness or any of the wars, they could be fudged too. But just the fucking fact of these numbers and assholes like John who throw out words like, allegedly it wasn't a real thing. Over 1 million fucking
COVID was
people
real.
over the last 2 years died.
No, I know that.
True. I also
people also lied to get funding in their hospitals.
I want to jump on that
That's
because
the thing.
that's the same thing as just the human, or I guess especially here today in America's climate.
Right.
It's like claims are just as, if you want to call it truthful, than the actual truth.
Right.
Because people will operate as though it is real. So it's like the numbers that were fudged, they're still considered. So
I get it. You can fudge numbers. but 1 million fucking people. 1,007,058 people as of now. As of June 1st, 2022 is the count. World War II, 405,000 people. Like that's 600,000 people.
Worldwide?
Different. No.
Is this the United States?
It's just the United States loss. Korean War, 36,000. Vietnam, 58,000. The Civil War was the closest, 752,000 people dead. That's the whole United States fighting each other.
Yeah.
And people
back then,
still deny that this fucking thing existed.
That's my biggest gripe about this whole COVID thing is not fudging of numbers or anything like that. It's the fact that it's proven that how selfish this fucking world is, because before, when COVID was real, when COVID was first brought up, there were thousands, millions of people that weren't going to believe that it was real, whether it was or wasn't. They didn't want to even remotely try to slow the curve of this thing. And that's what pissed me off. And being in retail, I really had to deal with a lot of these assholes that would not wear a mask. It's like, just put it on for fucking 15 minutes. But yeah, that's what pissed me off the most about this, is that it showed a lot of people's true colors. And I don't trust that if my life was in danger, that the guy next to me would try to save my life.
It depends on what's at risk.
And the person.
This is proven that this is killing people.
It is.
I have a heart condition. That's what made me really take this seriously.
Yeah.
So you gotta, I guess when it comes to COVID, you're fucked. But it's kind of like paper, rock, scissors. Depends on what game is being played at the time. So if there's like some staunch guy like, oh, this is America, I ain't wearing no mask. But if you're like, that's a terrorist, then they'll save your life.
No, yeah. I don't believe that they would. I believe they'd reach in their phone if I was being like attacked by a terrorist. They'd reach in their pocket, pull out their phone and record it.
Despite
my life.
Despite a COVID thing, simultaneously, I guess I understand what you're saying now. But yeah.
Hi. Let's
no, I know what Jeremy's saying, that last part, because that annoys me too. Instead of helping somebody wants to get the first video of it to post it on TikTok or Instagram or
America. Let's talk about our next topic.
World Star.
Speaking of America, hey Justin.
Present.
What do you think of the country?
It's different.
It's different. How about you, John? What do you think of the country?
Like the United States?
Yeah, well, specifically the government. What do you think about the government?
It's corrupt.
All comments are satire.
What do you? No, the 100%. It's not satire.
It's for you.
It's at war.
This is comments coming from me, coming from Lonnie Elder. Everybody else's opinion is satire. My opinion on this topic is 100% authentic.
Unless it's not for CIA reasons.
Unless it's not, yeah. Your opinion
on the country,
specifically the government, who's supposed to be protecting us.
If you have money, you're good. If you don't have money, you're fucked.
Yeah. Here's my opinion on it. They don't give a fuck about any of us, because right now gas is the most expensive it's been in a long time. They're spending more time fighting with each other over something that happened over 2 years ago than give a shit about helping get us back in line. They are caring about a war overseas that has a little impact on us because Russia has the highest natural gas resource.
But we always have to stick our nose where it doesn't belong.
Exactly. We got to be the world power we are.
Like, we're not going to drill here. That's our land.
We're still...
But it's China. China's actually the world power. They need to realize that.
They spend more time fighting each other than actually finding a healthy resource to help the people who need it. And we need the help right now. And it's not just the grand old party who's shitting on us. It is also the Democratic Party, the ones who swore to help us.
No party's doing what is necessary.
Exactly. And it's the infighting in the parties as well. The Democratic Party is so worried about fighting each other, trying to get the things that they promised done. Half the party is still fighting about college loans. The other half of the party is still fighting on stimulus.
The majority looks like the parties are fighting over which one is better despite the actual damages or what needs to be attended to.
Biden is spending his time worrying about Russia and the Trump administration and all this bullshit.
When he's cognizant.
Yeah. The Republican side, they're fighting over who's gay, who's not gay, what's a human, what babies can and can't kill. And they're more worried about, which I think is the smartest thing the party's ever done, is worrying about Senate spots, which they need to. In my opinion, right now, if there was to be a civil war, it should happen now. And the activists and the anarchists not only need to stand up against the government now at its weakest, they need to spend a good half of their time telling the older generation of activists and anarchists to back the fuck up. Because, like, people my age, we done fucked it up for them. By us going out and trying to fight and thinking we're doing a good job, no, we just made them intelligent. We just made the higher power smart.
It's kind of, I mean, I would say there's equal give and take, but kind of how John was saying earlier about on our last movie review, so 2 weeks ago, it's easier to crap on something than it is. So that's pretty much going to be what's heard or what is loudest is the negatives.
Right.
So
you tell 3 times as many people something negative than you do something positive.
Right. So they need to basically stop us. They not only need to fight, but they have a better chance of fighting from the inside than the outside. They're never going to make an impact from the outside because we already fucked up that avenue. So they need to be smart and fight from the inside rather than fighting social media and fighting.
Getting smart
corner. They need to be smart.
That's
they need
the
to
problem.
Use their intelligence
to organize
rather than listen to a bunch of people who tried and failed.
Hey, I think a lot of people who are fighting for things don't even know what they're fighting for either.
Right.
So I think it's kind of like when it comes to presidency. People are like, I want this because it checks this box or something like that. It's like, I want the right person in there. It's like, I want the people who know what is going on, the smarter people voting for this stuff. It's like, I am more, I guess, democratic in the sense that the power should be towards the people, but I want the right people doing it. Not everybody, because it's kind of like
most people just vote for what color they are, like
that
blue or red, you know,
yeah. Or what they were told to vote for because they admire somebody else who preaches that.
I wake up every morning and go on Facebook just to know what I'm supposed to be mad about today.
Right.
It's fun. It sucks though, but things can make positive changes with very harsh, drastic events.
Right.
So it's like, why do we have to come to that?
And that's the only thing nowadays that really makes an impact is a massive event. But really, it doesn't anymore.
I was just going to say it doesn't.
Gentlemen, what does 13 days, 8 days, 10 days, 9 days, 5 days, what's significant about those numbers?
I'm assuming times between school shootings.
Mass shootings,
whatever.
In general.
Those are days in a month. January, February, March, April, May.
That there
wasn't mass shootings. That's fucking insane. 13 days in January that there wasn't mass shootings. 8 days in February, 10 days in March, 9 days in April, 5 days in May that there wasn't a mass shooting. When is enough? But it will never be enough. Like, your word is never going to matter because one of the number one lobbyists in this country is guns.
What
is
qualifies a mass shooting?
More than 3. I think we figured that one out like a while ago. When is it a multiple homicide or mass shooting?
I don't know, because this is actually something I was going to bring up in this bantering was about the mass shootings, especially the one that took place at the elementary school a few weeks ago, Uvalde.
Yeah.
Which, you know, if anything, children being slaughtered should be enough for a change. I mean, anybody being slaughtered should be, but it's been proven that they don't care about adults being slaughtered. Now they don't care about kids being slaughtered. And there is fault there, but you notice how the government and NRA and all that stuff, how it got deflected over to the police response. And now everybody's blaming the police and all that stuff.
Because everybody already hates the police.
Yeah,
true. They just want more figures.
And I'm not trying to say like fend for the Uvalde police, because from what you hear from witnesses that were there, it sounds like they fucked up. It took them over an hour to get in there and get the kids, and they were holding parents back that wanted to just go in there, except for that one guy that was a off-duty police officer.
Was that the one who drove there from like a barber shop and took like
took a shotgun from the barber shop? Yeah. But they let him go because he's a police. But no, I admit I'm an angry person. I'm a negative person, not necessarily an angry person, but it's just there's just so much shit in this world that even when I was trying to be a positive person, like it doesn't matter how positive you are. And that's the thing, the negatives do override the positives, but it's just like this world is not going to get better. No, it's only going to get worse. Yeah. And gun control, I've changed my thinking after this Uvalde shooting on gun control. Like my philosophy was like, even if you have gun laws, where there's a will, there's a way. But hearing some other people talk about it, it's just like, you know, it's mainly just making background checks more of a thing, and more you're going to do a very
adding more obstacles to get a gun.
Yeah, and you know, not making assault rifle should not be made available to anybody but the military. You should not be able to go to Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's, even probably Walmart, and be an 18-year-old and be able to buy 2 AR-15s, bump stocks, all that stuff. Why is that? Like, I understand you should have guns for protection. I don't mind people being able to have handguns, shotguns even, but assault rifles, it's just, there's no need for it. And that's what's causing the most damage here. If that guy would have been armed with just a shotgun or a handgun, yeah, there'd be some fatalities, but I think there would have been a lot less fatalities, especially with all these mass shootings. So it's like, that's where I'm at. And it's like, I don't understand why that's such a
hard concept to grasp.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I understand, especially in events of child massacre, it sucks. If we had more regulations on weapons, guns, that wouldn't have happened, or at least the numbers would have been drastically lower. It's like less than 20 kids, or there was 21 people after everything or so.
Yeah.
And
There's
then
19 kids.
And then like 2 teachers, and they also tried to count one of somebody who died of like heartache, or it was a heart attack. It was a lot of stress on the heart.
The teacher's husband died from a fucking heart attack 2 days
and it's
later.
like, that's a lot of stress on somebody to take at one point, especially compounding everything that just happened. But in this event, yes, guns would be helpful to be more regulated. Some people are saying like, oh, I mean, like, if that were the case, then they need more guns in school. It's like, you're going to exasperate the situation.
Right. You're going to arm a teacher and
who's not trained in the stress levels of all that. Yeah.
And that teacher's going to have a bad day one day, and a kid's going to do something that's going to set the teacher on. And then how many school shootings are they going to be from teacher snapping?
It's like, Jeremy, yeah, you fixate on these numbers, and it does a lot for you. You're like, well, not beneficial. It's like, these are the numbers that are always happening. The 20 years ago is relatively the same. Maybe not to the numbers because of the artillery that we are able to get our hands on or print ourselves. It's like, weapons are always putting explosives and stuff in mailboxes way back in the day. I mean, people did stuff like that for fun. Like, people use shit like that for nefarious reasons.
Well, yeah, I agree. Like, even if you make gun laws stricter, you're still going to have people, whether they build a bomb, whether they drive a fucking U-Haul through a crowd of people. I mean, there's still going to be stuff like that, but I think it'll deter a lot of people because a lot of people just want to take the easiest way out, the least amount of work. This 18-year-old, if there was an extensive background check and he wasn't able to get a semi-automatic rifle, I don't think he would have done it. He wouldn't have gone through the extra steps to try to do it.
If there was more of a obstacles, more of a pressures, resistance, I guess, to obtaining that. I mean, he probably could have took a knife and a few kids might have got hurt.
Right.
But where there is a will, there is a way. If somebody's already fixated on that idea, they're going to try to carry it through to best they could, taking out as many numbers. I don't know why that is such a glamorous idea, to take as many people out with them if they're going to end themselves or just hurt people because they don't get the cards dealt. It's like, life isn't fair. And what I would want to preach, if I was a leader of the nation or something like that, education is something I would preach first. Most of these kids, because they don't have the knowledge or education to know how to express themselves, they're sitting with their emotions. You know, they can't talk it through. It's important to know.
Ted Cruz, it was within a certain amount of days, was at NRA conference on stage saying he's praying for the families of the victims of the Uvalde shooting.
Tots and Pears
are with them. Is saying he's praying for the Uvalde families. There was a news article, I can't remember where it was from, but one of the other senators said, fuck you and your thoughts and prayers. It couldn't have been more beautifully said.
That gets really annoying when people are like, because they took religion out of schools. It's like, well, religion is still in churches, and churches are getting shot up. So it has nothing to do with any of that.
All right, boys. Here's the next thing that irritates me.
Your mic stand?
I'm a comeback.
You guys remember this song?
No. She fucking hates me. Is that song?
No? You guys remember that song?
I don't.
You don't remember that song?
It sounds very familiar.
John, you remember it?
Was it that song that I just said?
No.
Oh, well then
It's
no,
not.
obviously.
Motherfuckers. This is...
Is it a commercial?
Tell us.
I have Soundhound. Can I?
Soundhound story?
Whoosh. I need to feel you. You need to feel me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking it was.
You hate that song?
So it's all the exact same chords, just in a different, and it
What?
has the same song. If you follow those songs, they're the same exact chords, the same exact cadence, and it's literally the same solo.
Okay.
That is 2000 whatever's Puddle of Mud, She Hates Me. The first song you listened to was 1983's I Saw Your Mommy by Suicidal Tendencies. I heard that. I heard Suicidal on the way here.
There's an extra beat in it. It goes dun 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 dun.
Oh, so we're doing that.
And that irritates me because that's one of my favorite bands. The other song I hate with Fire Your Passion. It just irritates me that people can get away with stealing a riff like that and not get in trouble at all. And one can be a massive hit, and one can be
a puddle of cum,
and one can be a Puddle of Mud song. No, but I hate that.
It happens.
I hate
though.
that song. So no, it shouldn't.
It does though. I mean, because there's only so
People
many
also pay for
melodies
sampling.
that you can.
That's not a sample. That's a ripoff.
Like, there's two people who can have the same idea, but one of them's patent first.
And they both rip off "Summer Lovin'" by Grease.
Yes. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking.
A little bit.
Yeah, no, it's blatant ripoff.
I don't know enough music to know that.
There's an extra beat in it.
To it.
There's an extra beat. But just when bands rip off other bands, I get sampling, I get using tracks, that's fine. But when bands go back into other bands' catalogs and steal riffs and steal beats and
So does it bother you that covers are so much a thing now? Like,
no,
they're,
I
like,
love
huge.
covers.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
That's weird.
But this is a direct.
But covers are supposed
I just
to
think
be...
you hate Puddle of Mud that much.
I hate Puddle of Mud.
I mean,
Fuck.
that's fair.
Covers are supposed to be a copy of it.
Yeah, puddles are.
But
Well,
when
it's
you're
a direct
taking-
copy.
When you're
reimagining.
taking the actual music notes and then putting different lyrics to it, that's a ripoff.
I get what you're saying, yeah. I was just making sure.
You were
Yeah,
making
no.
Didn't
chair.
like covers or not.
Making chatter.
I like movies.
Movies. Okay, my final topic is the most controversial one. This is the one that's going to raise the most hairs, but I'm going to do it anyway.
What about pieces?
I'm going to fight the good fight. And this I'm going to have all my men. My men are going to have my back on this one. And we're going to stand up and we're going to rise.
Misogyny.
Misogyny for the win.
Mansplain?
Not,
Mansplain.
we're going to mansplain the shit out of this, all of us men. So why is it that when I go to buy pants, I have to shop in the fat section? But when a woman goes to buy pants, she's in the thick or the curvy
section.
Yeah. Like, you don't think I have self-esteem issues?
You talking about the big and tall section?
No. What about me says big and tall?
I don't know what you're saying, I guess. I don't. Where do you shop?
The terminology is what pisses me off.
This is a topic that's going to be for my next
Lonnie's pants.
podcast. So I'll save most of this. But yes, I don't understand that as well.
It makes me mad. And it's bad the other way, too. Like, if you go up to a girl and be like, girl, you skinny. No. Girl, you're very petite.
Oh, I see.
Boy, you so skinny. No, I'm handsome.
It's the same thing with political correctness. It's like the words change because the culture changes. Even though the
Men
words
aren't
mean the same
sensitive,
thing.
Except for Lonnie.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, you come up to me and I'm looking nice in my clothes, be like, that shirt doesn't fit you. You're too fat for it. Or you go up to a nice lady and be like, ma'am, that shirt might not be the right choice. You're kind of curvy.
I love it.
Would you go
I
up
just
to
don't
that
love
same
it.
woman and be like, man, you fat bitch? You can come
I'm
up
Scott
and say
Steiner.
that to me.
She's fat!
That's the difference between dudes and chicks, though. It's like,
Why?
That's not the only difference.
We're just
well, we just try to be honest
we
with
have a
each
lot
other.
to explain to you after the podcast. But if we're trying to be equal and we're trying to be respectful to each other's cultures, why do they get certain terms that we do not respectfully get as well?
Like, your ass looks juicy in those jeans.
Because when guys are giving women comments, they're trying to get in their pants.
Why can't women try to get in our pants?
Because they don't
respectfully?
want to. They want the men to chase them, and they want to get all the compliments and be...
Most guys are not attracted to most girls. That's the thing. It's like, they've done studies on this that
What
if
world
they...
are you living in?
Well, that's the thing. That's the 2%er type
And
of
in
thing.
your world, I'm fucking John Stamos.
Well, you're...
Not fucking him, I am him.
Oh.
In terms of looks.
You want to, baby.
My Dave Coulier?
there's been surveys done where most chicks will try to gravitate towards the one guy. It's well, I guess most guys are virgins up until they're 30 years old.
What year are you living in?
Now, this is today. These are studies that's been done today.
No, I don't believe that.
You don't believe it, but it's the fact. It's the truth.
Women are going after one guy?
Yes.
So.
If you look at, go back to high school, you see that asshole who all the chicks gravitated
I see what he's saying. He's explaining it very badly, but I'm
looking at him.
So the chicks will go for the bad boy until they grow up until get a little bit more mature, and then they'll settle down with the nice guy when they're older.
Every girl in high school wouldn't give me the time of day, but once they became fat, my phone is blowing up now.
Yeah.
Are you talking about something like that?
Give or take, yeah. It's pretty much the same thing.
That, yeah.
But no, there's been studies done. Look at
thanks.
No, I mean, I can relate.
I can find it if I look for it right now. But there's going on dating apps. You'll probably be swiped more.
Sorry,
but
when they get curvy,
the Calvin Klein model or whatever will always get. His inbox is going to be flooded. But most guys on dating sites, they get nothing.
Yeah,
most chicks' dating profiles are also flooded. So they get to choose between their mates, if you will.
And I get the female can be picky. It's just a
well, they're unrealistic standards.
Fact of the matter. But yeah, when they're like, I want someone 6-figure, 6 foot tall with a 6-inch penis.
And that's 2% of the people.
Unrealistic.
That's 2% of the people.
To that point, they put that on their profiles.
Right.
But if we put, I want you
to be 5'2",
with a huge fucking rack
with 36 double D tits, and
that's misogynist.
Oh my God, you're such a terrible
ass
person.
that can open a can of tuna.
Don't be fatty.
But that's the standards of men and women. They can say the exact same things.
That's what I'm
no fatties allowed.
It's because of our value.
We care more about the connection than the physical connection.
And by connection, he means the penis into the vagina.
Yeah. The male part, the male plug into the female part, trying to make midges.
Trying to make little crib midges.
The unreturnable kind.
Yeah. Can I get a receipt for that?
Ding dong.
That's going in and out.
Oh, I see.
Usually I can't hear it.
I thought it was all the viruses from the porn I'm watching.
But yeah, no, it's an unfair standard. I agree.
The hypocrisy of it all when we're supposed to be equal.
Well, there's no such thing as equality.
No.
There's being treated fairly, but there's not really equality.
Yes.
It's like they say
there's
all men
only
are...
equality when it's beneficial for them.
Yes, that's the thing. And that's special standards or
Well,
special rules, not equality.
That can go with race too, not just gender.
Well, yeah, that's everything.
Yeah.
I guess the way that I would value certain things or how society would value, how I would identify the value of things is pretty privilege is pretty far up there, then money, and then race.
I think vagina smell has to fit in there somewhere too.
I agree.
If you're pretty but your vagina stinks, that's got to knock you down a couple pegs.
A couple, at least.
A couple.
I just had a phantom memory that I didn't like. I could taste it almost.
Red flag.
That's why.
You guys ever seen Minority Report?
Yes.
Where he goes into the fridge and he bites the sandwich that's been there for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be one of my movies I want to do on a movie review.
Mikey's never seen that. We're actually going to watch that soon.
I don't know that I've seen it.
Tom Cruise, Colin Farrell.
This is kind of along the lines of
the movie called Minority Report? It's full of old white guys.
White people.
They're minorities, though.
It's a great movie, though.
Minority Report. Yeah. Very little.
This is sort of the future or whatever that I wouldn't agree with because it's punishing thought crime. It's punishing something that didn't happen.
Right.
So they're able to...
Precogs.
Yeah. And that kind of goes further into Norse mythology.
Sure.
Anyways.
All right. That's what I got.
Right on.
Doesn't it feel good to...
Get it off your chest?
Yeah.
Gripe.
I can't wait to do this more.
Gripe. I like it.
I can't wait to complain more. It feels good to be Jeremy.
It does.
I can't. Maybe I should divorce my wife and just
I was
be
gonna say
miserable.
if you want the full experience,
this motherfucker's cock is whore.
Get rid of your wife and any female contact because it don't happen very often.
Well, let's talk about red flags.
You still want to talk about that? You can.
Yeah. Going into a relationship, have you ever
This is the part where I am silent.
You can be observant.
You know what a red flag is, though.
Yeah, and you know what red flags you look for,
they're female.
No,
she has a personality. Nope, can't go with that one.
She has her own opinions.
No.
No.
So I'll kick it off. there's this chick who I went to high school with, and she was pretty cool, pretty attractive, and for my standards, because everybody has different standards, and that's fine. Correct. That's who you are.
Yes.
That's your environment and your upbringing kind of creates and molds that for you. It's like not everybody's going to be as sexy as you. So,
damn right.
It's a task.
I'm sorry.
It's a chore.
It's hard. But
it is now.
Yeah, so this chick was pretty cool. At least back in high school she was. But so there, what is that? It's kind of like an AA place. So I had to go pick her up from there one of the first times we met up.
Like work camp or whatever they call it, like Job Corps?
No, like a substance abuse.
Alcoholics Anonymous?
Yeah. It's kind of like, an AA place. And she was a chronic liar in the sense that when I picked her up, I'm like, oh, this place? She's like, yeah, I'm one of the instructors here. And I'm like, well, good for you. She's trying to give herself like this holistic approach. I'm like, wow, that's very respectful. And so I had to go pick her up there here and there. She didn't have a car at the time, and she sort of still lived with her parents. This is when I was 22, 23 or so.
No disrespect living with your parents.
Yeah.
22.
No, and then her family is very religious. They were Jehovah's Witnesses, and she was, and she was supposedly saying that
that's
she was
a red flag
trying to get into it. Yes, exactly. I mean, it's a cult. So
100%.
Yeah. It identifies under the bite model, which identifies as your cults and stuff. We'll get into that in a later time too. So after a while of picking her up, she was a chronic drinker. So I was like, wait a second. Okay, I'm putting these pieces together here.
So you're not really paying attention, are you?
Yeah, you're not really practicing what you preach, and then I caught her a few times, some of the people were like talking to her and exchanging like their whatever they had to do during their classes and stuff. I'm like, you got the same paperwork that they do and checking, I don't know what they do, check grades or something like that. But turns out she was not an instructor. She was a patient there. And I was like, oh, okay. And then, all right, I like to...
Move it.
You might find this weird, but I like to treat people with respect.
Not on this podcast.
Oh, well, this is different.
That's not true.
He's like Jeremy said earlier, he's like the nicest person in public. Really.
I've always said
Put
that.
a microphone in front of him. He's like, fucking midges.
I've always said that my humor is probably the most aggressive thing about me. But she got drunk one night, and then her friend, who always encouraged her to drink, she dropped her off at my place at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I had my roommate, the Reggie. And he had to work in the morning. He had to wake up in like 4 hours.
The Reggie?
The Reggie, yeah. Okay. He has a title.
So you had to wake him up, the double teamer? That's disrespectful.
Eiffel Tower?
Yeah, no.
Eye contact?
Yeah, no. So she got dropped off, and she's calling me by her ex's name. She's like, fuck yeah. I forget his name.
Trevor. Let's say Trevor.
Trevor's
Fuck you, Douglas.
Yeah. Trent. We'll go with Trent because I've already badmouthed the Trent name. So she's like, fuck you, Trent. And I'm like, I'm not Trent. Justin. And yeah. So she was trying to put hands on me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I shouldn't even let her in. I should have cut it. This is within the 2 weeks me and her were starting to date. And then like, I felt so bad because this is not who I want to be in a relationship. So she was getting handsy, and like, I had to like snatch her up and throw her in the shower and turn the cold water on. And then like, I thought she was calming down. And then, so we went to go lay down on the floor in the living room because me and my roommate shared the bedroom. We just lived on both sides, and it was, small room. But anyways.
You shared a bed?
Room. I slept on the floor because I was always moving. At this time, I was probably moving like every 4 months. So I never really had a bed at that time.
Except you're lying and you slept in the same bed?
No, I just slept on the floor. I just laid blankets down and stuff.
I haven't heard anything after Snatch.
Anyways. So yeah, I mean, like, we were laying on the floor and she's still trying to get handsy, and like I kind of had to, like, I don't know if I want to say choke her. I didn't choke her.
Oh my god, officer!
But I had to squeeze her.
Okay, let's pause. So she was getting handsy, as in punchy, at the door. Now you're in the bedroom.
That's
after
a good
her.
band.
No, we're in the living room on the floor because my roommate's in the bedroom's trying to sleep. She's still screaming.
Okay, so not the fun handsy.
No.
Damn,
she's
I thought
trying
this was turning hot
She's
for a
trying to
second.
swing. She's trying to.
Swing like her hands, not
yes.
like.
Not like
she's trying to fight me.
Let me fuck him now.
Because she thinks I'm her ex-boyfriend for some reason.
Trent.
Yes.
Trent.
Yeah.
Fucking Trent.
Yeah. And he was like a.
So did Trent beat her, or do you know the story of that? Or
I have no idea. I just know he was like a 55-year-old man at the time. I'm like, you're 22. He's like 55. Okay.
I got a situation.
He just had money. So after that, in the morning, I yeah, I'm going to drop you to your parents. And she didn't want to go to her parents'
She was there
place.
all night?
Yes.
You didn't get rid of her like immediately?
I wanted to. She's like, I can't go home because my parents are going to kick me out if I come home drunk again. I'm like,
yeah, and then she's
why'd
back
you get
and then
drunk?
she's
You know,
back
like,
at
yeah,
your
this
place.
is your fucking choice. You have to deal with it. But I was nice enough. I let her sober up a little bit and took her back home. And then she was talking about how she's trying to get more into like her religion and all this. She took a trip to like Arizona to visit her sister and then some. I'm like, nah, we're done. We're good. It's like so much for getting more into your religion. She got a little bit more salacious with things. So it's like, this isn't what I signed up for. This is a big ass red flag. BFR. Big fucking red flag. BRFR.
I'm not sure which part of that. Like that whole thing is a red flag. Like I don't.
Yeah, I know.
It just sounds like a terrible time more than a red flag.
I was 21, 22. I couldn't read these signs as well. I was stupid.
Was your honing system on just one track mind kind of thing, or like?
Yeah, there was a lot about
like, was she really hot?
Relational dynamics that I didn't really understand back then. Yeah, she did like some modeling and all this. It was like right on. No, she was kind of I don't want to say her name, but yeah.
Her name's Vanessa.
I'm sure she listens.
We'll just say her name is Trent.
Yeah. Trentina?
Trentina?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Was that a belch? Who did that come out of?
Me.
Because
all of us.
It really did. It kind of snuck up on me too.
I never have had a belch scare the shit out of me.
You must have your headphones up very high.
I thought they were great.
It snuck up on me for sure. It's this every time I drink the
red flags.
I got actually talked into a red flag, and it was one of those like, dude, this is her friend. Like, I'm not gonna get anywhere if it wasn't for her. I'm not gonna get any if you don't like entertain the friend.
Oh, so you had to be the grenade.
I was one of the grenades.
One of?
Yeah, there's 3 of us. And the one guy really wanted to get his pee-pee wet, and the other 2 of us were like,
"Fuck, I've been there."
I don't know. And the other girl was
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah, and the other girl was super, super sweet. Like the 3rd wheel of the wheel, she was great. And I got stuck with the girl who was close to my type of girl. So I had this,
which is.
So when I was in high school and after high school and college, I had a very particular.
Like Tony Braxton.
Oh, that was the chick that we were talking about? Yeah. Did she get her life back together then?
No, that's the kid she found on the corner.
She probably sold it for crack.
That's Justin Jr. Anyways, Lonnie.
I had a very particular
JJ.
Very particular brand of girl.
Which is?
Short as I could get it. Short hair and glasses. Tattoos, yeah. The more
from like Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, that would work, yeah.
Right. Fair enough.
That's about as long as I wanted the hair to be.
That's what. That's what it was. Kind of hair type.
Should look like a mouse.
Yeah, the gothier the better. The gothier the harder the longer I stayed around. So it's funny enough. We were up in Winnipeg, Manitoba, at a bowling tournament.
Anyway, that was old.
Manitoba.
Is that words?
Manitoba for the Winnipeg Open. Us 3 American boys went up there.
The Winnipeg Open?
The Winnipeg Open.
What is the Winnipeg Open?
It's a bowling tournament.
Okay, fair enough.
So 3 of us went up there. We bowled our first day of qualifying. After it, we went to the casino because you could go if you were under 20. So we said, fuck it, let's go to the casino. Then we went to strip club. While we were at the strip club, these 3 girls dropped their beers off to us while they went outside to smoke. And we were like, this is weird. And they're like, oh, we know you're tourists because you're wearing long johns. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? They're just like, oh, we know.
They're used to the weather.
Right. And they're like, you're Americans. You're fine.
Hey,
we're like,
American scum.
They're like, aren't you going to try to roofie us? I'm like, oh, they're like, no. So they go outside and smoke. We're sitting a good distance away from the stage.
What's a good distance?
Oh, 40 yards.
Okay.
As far away as we could get, really. 2 great things about that strip club. One, they had a sign that said free hot dog with every lap dance.
Nice.
But the machine was down, so they couldn't make the hot dogs, which was disappointing.
Well, then they should take the sign down.
Well, I think it was a permanent sign.
So that was the red flag.
No, that was not the red flag. This is just the cool accoutrements of the building. And around the stage, they had a conveyor belt.
With hot dogs?
No,
strippers.
Like a
conveyor belt of strippers.
It was like a foot.
It's a thing.
A foot wide conveyor belt. And for those of you who know little about Canada, dollars and $2, loonies and toonies are coins. So instead of people throwing dollars, like their currency of paper starts at $5. So what those girls would do is they would take either big Tim Horton cups or like the square ice cream
That's
tubs.
the most Canadian thing I've heard in the story.
Or the square ice cream bowls and sit it on that conveyor belt. And it would go
so they have
around
little
the
change
stage.
buckets,
Yeah, so
basically.
people would try to flip coins in it.
Like a guy fucking playing guitar outside of a fucking grocery store.
And that's how their tipping system worked. But these 3 girls came back in and sat with us, and my one buddy was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck that girl." But so
Is that how we talk?
Is she gonna know about it?
Yeah. The way you made him sound, that's like aggressive.
It turns
You
out
went with Danny Glover?
Yeah, the Danny's of Glover. So little say they hit it off. It was going well. I was forced to hit it off with this girl. She's really friendly at first, kind of attractive. We go back to their place. The girl I was courting did not live there, but the other 2 girls lived there, so they did their thing. They did the other thing. I sat with girl on the couch. First red flag that popped up. She looks at me and goes, "You're a long ways from home."
We're past this.
I'm like, yeah.
Like, no shit.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I am. She goes, "That's scary." Oh. Huh.
Like, I've seen this movie before.
Right? That was about it. Yeah. Other than that, she stared at me a lot. And it's not because I'm pretty. And she didn't touch my dick.
You say you weren't courting, you were distracting, basically.
I was babysitting.
Occupying.
I was trying to get her to touch my penis, and she wanted it.
Why not? Did you ask her to touch your penis?
I was really implying it.
I mean, I feel like you got to use your words sometimes.
I think I would get in trouble.
Will you touch my penis?
No. But the one thing I remember the most...
Did your friend get his penis wet?
I believe they both got their penises wet, yes. But I did...
so you were the only one who didn't.
I was...
So the person he got with was a chick.
I'm just kidding.
So the person I was with, I think, was also there.
He
Duff.
had 2 penises?
What?
He said both got their penis wet.
The other 2 gentlemen got their
penises
penises wet.
Yes, there were 3. Pay attention.
You're going to have to draw me a diaphragm.
But I did fall asleep on the couch, and I woke up with a blanket.
Over your penis.
She cared enough about me to put a blanket on me, but it was the cat's blanket. Like the blanket the cats.
Are you allergic?
Cat?
No, it just...
Jinx.
One of those things I remembered.
Oh, that's weird.
Oftentimes when I
don't
think
know
about
if these are red flag stories or just bad dates.
Yeah, this is just about. I don't think that's a red flag.
Yours wasn't either.
Mine wasn't.
Well,
There was
yours
red
had a
flags I
bunch of them that
missed.
you didn't notice. Yeah.
No. I'm like, they just freaking dominoed over me. I never saw it coming.
Yeah, that did.
What's happening? But yeah, no, I often worry when a chick first sees me naked that she's going to scream and call the police.
or she goes, "It's so little."
Have you seen How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Maybe? The Naked Man?
I haven't.
There's a naked man that works 2 out of 3 times. You don't have a move. She goes into another room to grab a drink or something. You come out and you're just naked. It works 2 out of 3 times. But yeah, you'd be the scream and run away.
True. Wait, I would scream?
Maybe.
Naked?
You saw your own reflection. Ah! The fuck is that?
I don't think I've ever made
It's a cock.
I think I've made the first move in a relationship once.
Sorry.
I'm not.
Sorry for that.
My previous engagement has made me very gun shy.
I mean, like, you should have made more first moves.
Plus, we as white males have no rights. So
You guys are white.
If we say anything, somebody else could say something and they believe them first.
Right.
100%.
So when we used to come to
Unless
sexy
you're Johnny
time, I
Depp.
used to be like, "Hey, by the way, I have a penis. I'm going to be over here if you want.
If you want this penis,
if this is
let me know.
something that excites you, I'll be over here on this end of the couch.
That's kind of what I was saying
I
earlier.
promise you, I have perma boner. It'll be ready."
The claim is just as more believable or has more weight than the actual truth of things. So if it's an unwanted, like if you're not an attractive person and you go to hit on somebody, you're automatically a creeper. It's like, that's sucks.
What makes you a creeper is your attractiveness to that person.
Yes. Or their desire to want you to hit on them. Yeah. It's like, well, how does that, because when it comes to like, they can call that sexual harassment. It's like, wow. Because
this whole podcast can be called sexual harassment.
This is true. BPT sexual harassment.
In terms, yeah. It's also the line you throw at them, though. Like, Jeremy, listen up, because this could help you. The pickup line you throw at women can diffuse that.
First of all, don't throw things at women. That doesn't help.
The pickup line you use to slip it in a little bit has a lot of impact on how the rest of the day is going to go.
Yeah, I usually go like
my two ones I would use would walk up and be like, okay, fine, you can buy me a drink. And that would either open the door completely or fucking slam it shut. So there was no defining thing. Or just go up and walk up and be like, stop staring at me. You're really making me feel uncomfortable.
I would say.
And then not go away. Just stand there with them.
I would say, does this smell like chloroform to you?
Oh, no. I like the, here I am. What were your other 2 wishes?
I like that. Okay, I'll leave you alone.
No. Okay.
No, I don't approach women anymore.
It's kind of dangerous now because
not just that, it's just a waste. I know the end result every single time. Because it's happened hundreds and hundreds of times.
Thousands now.
Probably.
Maybe you should just start liking guys.
I would have way more luck.
First time go.
Same. I liked guys. I guarantee, and that's not even a joke. That's 100% real.
Well, just start eating more hot dogs and just getting used to it.
The strip club's shut down. They can't do the hot dogs.
I'm so straight. I eat my hot dogs from the middle.
That's stupid.
I've seen you eat bananas. That's not a lie.
I wish this was real. I got it at Walmart.
That made me think of the Fresh Prince episode where he tries to be a comedian. And he's like, I have this whole joke where I'm so pro-black that I won't even pick the cotton out of my aspirin bottle or whatever.
What the fuck? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
Was that?
I don't eat. And then he like gets all nervous and messes up. He's like, I won't open aspirin because I'm black.
And then Chris Rock came up and slapped him.
No, it's not Chris Rock. It's wow.
It's Carlton. Wasn't it when Carlton's sister had she's just stormed off, so he got on to cover her spot?
No, his friend comes into town that's a successful comedian or whatever. It's like an early episode. I'll find it. Isn't that on HBO Max?
Possible.
Right, just find it.
I had a fiance. We were kind of dating another chick I went to school with.
You and your fiance were dating another chick?
Yes.
At the same time?
Aren't you glad you married a Cuban woman?
Not Cuban.
Filipino. How you say it? She's
Filipino?
Filipino.
Mexican. Joke. Yeah. Anyways, so this was a red flag where, man, she had very high standards. So she was trying to pretty much change everything about me, and I don't understand why people do this.
Yes, I had an ex.
It's God, it was just your clothes. Jesus.
They try to make you a project. You know, it's like
they try to mold you into the person that they want you to be instead
this isn't
of falling for the person that you are.
Yeah, you're in love with an idea of
Jenny, I'm talking about you bitch. I'll name names on this show. I don't care.
It's like
she knows.
They want you to be something that you're not. So it's like, wow, I'm not this person. She wants me to change my clothes into something that is kind of what I'm wearing.
Because you have to change clothes every day, Justin.
This is a hard concept.
This isn't The Simpsons. You can't wear the same outfit every day.
We're having a long distance relationship, and she's like we should probably. Oh, she lived in Michigan. Or sorry, Wisconsin.
Like opposite sides of the room.
And you were engaged to her?
Yes. I thought I knew her, but she changed a lot since because I went to elementary.
That's why I won't date a woman with lots of
school.
clothes. They change a lot.
That's stupid. Shoot yourself.
That's why I won't date flowers.
Yeah. I have to. What the? Considering what we just talked
I know. I was like, that's
it's not heavy artillery.
It was a handgun.
Yes,
with a silencer.
It's fine. You can hear it.
Anyways,
so one of the biggest red flags is she wanted
China
to not that one. That is a big red flag.
That's a big red flag.
Yeah. Russia. She's like, we should combine our finances, and I'm like, well, you live way over there. I don't understand this concept, especially early on, especially when you're not married, and so you want to combine finances. We don't live together. You have totally different things. What makes you think that you have the right to have access to my money? I have my life to live here, and I eventually wanted to
that, especially in relationships in general. I think you should have separate accounts.
Yes.
Now,
in marriage,
is there a joint account that you guys both put money into? Fine. Me and my ex had that, and when I found out she cheated, I took it all and paid my credit card bill. That's, yeah, when she's sleeping with other people, that's a red flag too. But
yes, that's a
now
he's
long
responsible.
distance thing, like
I think
I won't do it again because Amanda and I did the long distance thing. You know what's a red flag? Arguing and leaving the car with your friend in the backseat.
I can relate to that.
How? Were you the guy in the backseat?
I was.
He had a full thing of popcorn.
No, we haven't even. The fight started because we couldn't decide what fucking movie to see.
You had no popcorn?
I brought it on myself. Those two were fucking fighting 24/7. I'm like, oh, we're gonna go see a movie together.
But weren't they also banging 24/7?
Yeah, it was either.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna show you. We went to the zoo today. Let me show you a picture, and it's John's cock in her mouth. I'm like,
at the zoo?
It's true. There was a gummy worm on it though. That was why she was showing everybody that one. She had a sweet tooth.
Oh.
Her name's Amanda. She actually just texted me.
Yep.
So yeah, combining finances. Money is, I think, trying to secure your money, your time, your attention. Yeah, pretty much who you are. What's up? Well,
I don't know.
I don't know either. This is where
I booped the speaker over here, and Jeremy saw it and laughed. I was like, "Oop, boop."
They're off in their own world. I'm listening.
This is going to be a problem.
It was your face. You're just like, oh shit. Okay, so you're combining
finances.
Yeah.
Okay, so like,
with
yeah,
Asian person.
you didn't do this, right? You just squashed the kibosh.
Yeah, she was Asian. Okay, is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Like Korean, Chinese, Japanese, milk carton. Somebody's farting.
Hmong.
She was a monk.
Hmong. She was.
That's the word.
Leaving that one in.
So far,
what she said.
see, I guess Midge wasn't that bad after all.
What's a midge?
Vagina. Hoo-ha.
Vagina.
No.
Chaka chaka.
It's a small person.
Shaka shaka.
It's a dwarf.
Chaka chaka. I used to give rides
Chorizo and the huevos
to this. I might have told this on the podcast.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah. I used to give
Tell
rides
me.
to this dude named Miguel. He had a few names. His American name was Miguel. I'm
That's not an American name.
I'm like,
His American name was Santiago.
but he was always
Santiago
concerned.
Rodriguez Ascora.
He was always concerned if I got lucky or something like that. He's like, hey, wait. Hey, you chugga chugga. You chugga chugga.
Bro,
Like, no,
everybody, if you work in a restaurant in the kitchen, that's all they ask you every day. Oh, you in the garden? Chaka chaka.
And then they
Grande chichis.
and then they poop in a to-go container.
I forgot about that.
Was that the one that went to the party?
No, that's a whole different story.
Okay,
No, this was
that was in a bag. I pooped in a Walmart
See
bag.
episode 25 for that one.
Yeah.
oh, gross.
I pooped.
Good for you.
I mean,
Good for
well,
you.
this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it's a fun story. So
That
let's
was a
talk
red
about it
flag
real
for
quick.
me never to eat at that place again.
We wanted to do a prank on my boss, and so I pooped in a to-go container and covered it and put it with the brownies because he was going to check on the brownie, or he had a brownie back there or something, and we swapped it out with my poop. I don't remember. This was a long time ago.
It was. I vividly remember it because I was like, I'm not.
Do you still have it?
15 years ago long.
Yeah.
What?
Which
a brownie? No,
teacher?
Eli probably ate it.
A guy teacher or a female
Teacher?
Did you say teacher?
No, I said my boss.
Boss. Sorry. I was thinking of teacher. I had a teacher named Miss, her last name was Tress. So, and she'd hate
Miss
it.
Tress?
Yeah. And I was like, rule
You
me,
are
Miss
fucking
Tress.
lying to me right now.
Rule me, Miss Tress.
He is.
And then
You can tell the look in his eyes. You'll get used to
you
it.
can't even see my eyes.
You're right. The
Bullshit.
gleam off your dome is covering your eyes.
Ay, ay, ay.
I'm just kidding. That was
So,
mean. I apologize. That was
I-
aggressive.
I see a lot of red flags on Sundays in the NFL.
Makes more sense if you say
So I was
soccer.
getting us back on there, so you can cut that out. Back onto your
You can cut out this last 10 minutes.
your
honestly.
Hmong shared account.
among. Yeah. So you didn't share that?
Oh,
account with her.
hell no.
But she was insistent.
would've cleaned me
like
out.
this was a thing that she would bring up
Oh, yeah.
like quite frequently.
And it would turn into fights and stuff. I'm like, we're fighting on Zoom calls. So it's like this, like, and she wouldn't let me have a life. And I was,
Jenny, we're talking about you again.
I was involved in like local theater and stuff like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I have to make rehearsals and stuff. And
Yeah.
she's like, she just wants me to come home and talk about my day. I'm like, okay, well, today, me and Ashley, the
Today
chick
was
I
the
was
same
working
day
with
as
at the time.
yesterday.
Yeah. And she's like, how come you're always talking about Ashley? I'm like, because
You
you're
asked
asking about my
it,
day.
my
And
day.
most of my day is involved with my fellow employee.
And then she wants you to drive her to church the next day.
Gas ain't free. Jinx. Lonnie just woke up.
He doesn't know what that's from.
No, I don't.
The Office.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. One time, I had a girlfriend who her dog died, and so I just got her a dog that looked just like that, and then she was trying to figure out what she's going to do with 2 dead dogs now.
Anyway,
you see what I mean? You can...
But along those lines, like I had a girlfriend who wouldn't let me stay at my own place. I still had my own place.
Like my toothbrush.
Like she would let me go Mondays so I could play Call of Duty with the guys. She wouldn't like. I'd get up to go. We're sitting there watching a movie. I'd get up to go to the bathroom. Where are you going? Okay. Well, I'm gonna get up and go like near you. Like she would always just have to be near me. It was like
her love language was touch.
No, her love language was alcoholism. Is also her love language. But we're talking about Jenny again.
Jenny. You're not a smart man.
No. I don't care. You threatening me?
I guess I.
You're gonna bleep all this out. Anyway.
I had a girlfriend with a red flag, and it sounds
Kansas
so terrible.
City Chiefs fan?
No, being overly humbly rich, if that makes sense.
She was rich?
Yeah.
We both had to ask to verify that.
Well, it was one of those things like she wouldn't let me come over for the longest time.
She wouldn't let you come
over.
No.
Her tits?
You just throw a rope around her.
No, but she wouldn't let me meet her family for the longest time, and she wouldn't let me come to her house for the longest time. She would insist on coming to my place, and she would insist on, she'd like, let's go do something.
Yeah, these are red flags.
But she would always pay for stuff, and she would always be
so
like...
you had a sugar mama?
I didn't know what that meant at the time, because I'm super poor growing up, so I just figured she's like, oh, you don't have money, so I'll just do it. I just thought she was doing it because she was nice. And then for her birthday, we went and seen the Strokes and the Donnas, and she's super sick, and I was super sick. Like, I don't know if I had some super bad cold or if it was pneumonia. I just knew I was super sick. And she called her parents and told them what was going on, and her parents were like, okay, we'll meet you at Sokol after the show's over. We'll get him the car, and he can just drive it home because it has heated seats. Because I'm driving like a 1988 like Buick LeSabre. Like
that's so weird. I was gonna say LeSabre when you said that.
Yeah, like the windows hardly rolled up, and it was just so they pull up in this God knows BMW something or other. It was black. It was dark. I don't know what it was, but they're like, here, get in, drive this home. We'll pick it up from school. Like, oh, okay. So I get in, I just drive it home, turn on the heated leather seats, whatnot. I get a text message from her mom going, hey, we can't pick up the car. Why don't you just drive it back to the house and we'll give you a ride home? I'm like, I don't know what your address is. I'm like, oh, really? So she texted me the address. I drove it up, and I found out she was very humbly stupid rich. Like stupid rich. Like
her Playboy Mansion you pulled up to? Or?
Like gated fence, yeah, tapping the code, like pool house.
Retina scans.
No, nothing like that, but like they had a pool table and all the balls were clear and they just had the number in them. And
helicopter on the roof.
But
I like how that's what makes it rich. Clear balls.
Clear balls, like just
they're made of
stupid
diamonds.
things back in like the late 90s, early 2000s where you're like,
so everything in blank check.
Nice.
No, but like her mom retired super early.
First movie I watched on Disney Plus.
Hey, her dad was the child neurologist.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, they had stupid amounts of money, and then when they found that out, they're like, why wasn't? I'm like, I don't know. She just didn't want me coming over here. And then when that happened, she started letting me come over, and like we would have dinner at the dinner table, which was really weird to me.
Like in Batman, where they're on opposite ends.
No, it was a smaller table, but like Dad would always rush to eat his dinner, and then he'd run off in the adjacent room and play piano for us.
What the?
Yeah, like while we were finishing eating dinner,
fucking Mozart, or John Legend,
he'd play piano for us, and then we would all sit down and work on a puzzle or do something weird, like family things, like
puzzles aren't.
What you would imagine doing family things.
This
would
doesn't
do.
sound like weird.
This sounds like the greatest relationship
the red-
of all time.
The red flag,
They had a loving family.
the red flag was like the money thing, because the car they bought it that day.
Okay.
Because I was sick.
Why did you break up?
I cheated on her.
So you're the red flag.
You are the red flag in this story. You stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Of course she would be protective of the things.
You really fucked that up.
I did. Yeah, I did. I'll blame that on myself.
You could have been Richie Rich.
We could own this building.
It's true.
If I would have stuck with her, I doubt I'd be around here.
What was her name?
Stacia.
That wasn't a red flag that she was
Gesundheit? Yeah, right. Probably named after a fucking flower from like Indonesia or some shit.
I would say, and I'll say this on air, other than my wife, that's the woman I would have ended up with. Not because of the money, but because of
the ass.
How cool she was. But we were also young, so she could have turned into a dickhead.
Money does corrupt.
It's true.
I wouldn't know. I never have it.
I didn't tell now.
I have no stories to tell.
No red flags? Nothing that you've noticed from other people? You're like, why are they getting together?
I stopped asking myself that fucking question many years ago.
I get a lot like when they still talk to their ex.
Oh, yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
I think it depends on the maturity of their relationship or how...
When they keep bringing them up in conversations,
that's
that's
something
another
else.
thing.
When they
It's like
continuously
a story,
compare you to their ex or something like that.
Don't get me
It's
started
like,
on that.
well, my ex used to do this. And it's like, I'm not your ex.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. Like, you are obviously not over them. So it's probably unhealthy for us to continue. But, yeah.
I think a red flag would be if a woman started talking to me. Something's wrong with her.
He's always negative.
Always.
Didn't used to be.
Jeremy's grumpy corner.
Let's restart it.
The big grumpy couch.
Nice.
No, he'd complain the couch is uncomfortable.
I didn't say it was comfortable. I was a big grumpy. And
Get
then
rid of that.
That sounds like...
Is that better?
John, you said you got something for us. What do you got?
Do you guys want to play a little game real quick?
Yeah, we'll close it out with this. Yeah.
Okay. Grab some paper so you can keep score. It's just that it's not a long paper. It's 9 questions.
Oh, do we each need a piece of paper?
Yeah. You guys are each going to write down so I'm going to read the questions. You're going to write down the answers and then we'll go over the real answers real quick. These are gamer terms.
Oh.
And to see if you know what they are. I 100% expected that look from Jeremy. So you'd be surprised how many you know.
No.
Do you know what
All right.
press the D-pad means?
What the fuck? Okay, you guys ready? You guys can play along at home too if you want. Send the results to.
I had some cousins that were always like, mash B. I'm like, mash? Do you say press or mash?
Button smashing, button mashing. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what you do with Mortal Kombat. Like you just button
smash. Mashing is a term.
No, it's
but
button
like,
smash actually.
or
I guess.
smash, either or. But like when they're telling you to press something, they're like, mash this, mash it. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
mash?
kinda weird.
Like mash it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the first one I think is kind of easy, but we'll start with that one. What does AFK mean? If someone is AFK in a video game, don't say it out loud. Just write it down. Jimmy is AFK right now. Oh, that explains why he's not talking. There's some clues. I'll give you some context clues. A little bit. Actually, I think the next one's actually easier.
Don't you look at my answer.
I was just seeing how close we were. Mine's already written down.
Wrote down. That's great. All right, I'll go to the next one. Like I said, you can ask me if you haven't filled one out. Number 2, what does DLC mean? DLC. I actually just got some DLC.
Nice.
Yesterday.
Nice.
Not DSLs. You guys all seem to have wrote pretty fast on that one. Next one. Yeah, Justin? Yep. Okay. I forget you're typing over there. What is an FPS? I'll give you a clue. It is a type of video game. FPS. It also is a technical term as well. I will accept both. Either or. Jeremy's like, wait, what? Jeremy's a huge gamer, for those of you who don't know.
That's all he talks about.
All he talks
All he talks about is gaming and pussy.
No, somebody gave me this quiz at work, and I was like, oh, it's something to do. All right. Number 4. What is an NPC? You can interact with an NPC. There's somebody listening to this just screaming out answers right now.
Right.
No, nobody.
Fucking idiot.
Nobody listen. You're in Kenya.
All right, number 5. What is an FOV?
FOV?
O. Octopus. Furry octopus vagina is not the answer. I need to go in my settings and change my FOV. Apparently 120 is good, 60 is not.
Blood pressure?
Wait, what? There's no P. V.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your vials of...
Oh, okay. All right, I'll go to 1, 2.
You're on 6.
6, yeah. I didn't number them on here. 6 is, what is your HUD, your HUD?
You want what it means?
Yeah, the definition. If you give me the definition of it, I would probably still count it. If you don't know exactly what each letter stands for. HUD, most of the time it is on your screen. Lonnie's still writing. Justin's still typing. Jeremy probably just wrote something. The next one's not really was it anagram? It's what is hit reg? REG. Number 8. This one's kind of harder. What is RNG? This one I had to think about. I did get it right eventually after thinking about it, but it is harder. RNG. Rabbit. Night.
Nancy.
I know what it is, but...
Gulag. Do you guys want the definition? Use it in a sentence. Country of origin. All right, and the last one, QTE. Q as in queen, T as in Tim or Trent, and E as excitement. QTE. There were 2 others, but I thought they were too easy. Like, what's a camper?
Oh, yeah. I would have got that.
It's like a sniper.
All right, bonus question. What's sandbox mean? If you're playing a sandbox version of a game. Let me know when you guys are ready. Anybody need a repeat? Jeremy is not about this life. All right.
I think surprisingly there was a lot of them I just didn't know.
Same. I was like, I had to think about a lot of them.
Loser then.
All right. So number 1, we're going back to what does AFK mean? Jeremy?
I put always fucking Karen.
Close. Lonnie?
I put auto fucking killed.
Close. No. Justin?
I just put attack, fight, kill. Pretty much means down to destroy or something.
When you are AFK in a video games, it means you're away from keyboard.
Oh.
So you're
How is
absent.
auto fucking killed close
I was
to away from keyboard?
I was going to say, always fucking Karen?
No, away from keyboard. It's more common in PC games, but you can say it in all of them.
Point for me.
Number 2, this one I thought was pretty easy. What's DLC?
Downloadable content.
Correct.
Downloadable content, yep.
So
I put...
This is going to be my favorite part of this whole segment is what Jeremy thinks these are.
I put, did Larry come?
I'm going to give you half a point for that.
Yeah.
Yes, downloadable content. I just did the new Jurassic World DLC on Jurassic World Evolution.
You at least got 3.
I just downloaded one this week too, the new DLC for Resident Evil Village, the 3rd.
Is that a fun game?
If you like Resident Evil.
I've been trying to stave
I like Resident Evil 2.
Playing anything.
Number 3, what does FPS stand for? Jeremy, we're going to go last with you. Justin, what is FPS?
First person shooter.
Lonnie?
First person shooter or frames per second.
You got both correct. Yep. Both of you are correct. And what did Jeremy say?
Heard you're both wrong. I put fat piece of shit.
2 points for Jeremy. Yes, it does stand for first person shooter or frames per second. Yes.
And I know I got this next one right too.
All right. Number 4, NPC. Justin?
Non-playable character.
Lonnie?
Yep.
Non-playable character. Jeremy, what'd you...
Thought you guys were gamers. I put nipple piercing clamp.
That is actually -4 points because it brings back some bad memories.
Well, you got into this lifestyle, not me.
Nipple penis cunt. No, it is non-playable character. Number 5, FOV. Lonnie?
I put field of vision.
Justin?
I put field of view.
Jeremy?
Vision.
I put fuck off, Victor.
It is field of vision or field of view. Both of them are correct. Field of vision, what you can see in your video games. Number 6, what is HUD, the HUD? Justin?
I don't know the acronym of the HU part, but I put like pop-up display, oftentimes a map or some sort of stats.
Okay.
I just put high definition image.
So it stands for heads up display, and it is what Justin says. So like your health bar, your money, stuff like that. So Jeremy, what do you think it was?
I put that's where my doctor checks for lumps.
You got the 4 points back.
Yeah,
your nipple clamp. All right, number 7. What's hit reg?
I put hit regeneration or like attack generation.
Correct, Lonnie.
I put hit ratio percentage. Regen.
His is more. I'll give you half a point.
Both good answers, but I put that's where my doctor checks for rashes.
No, rehash joke. Yep.
Oh no.
Number 8. What's an RNG, Lonnie?
Hard to explain, but I put pattern of programming that changes per scenario.
Okay, Justin.
Question mark.
Lonnie's description is correct. It's a random number generator.
I like how you don't. You like.
No, but that's what, no. I know.
That's probably the only one he got. The random number
put?
Generator.
I put really nice Gonzagas.
Hey, I will accept that answer. But yeah, it's random spawn. What Lonnie said. And the last one before the bonus question. Number 9. What is QTE?
Oh, QTE.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said QTY. I got nothing then. Something equipment.
That's a quick time event.
That is correct, Lonnie.
I put it to gas station.
Express.
That was my favorite part about this whole segment. Is Jeremy's answer. And then bonus.
I actually tried for the bonus.
What does sandbox mean? Let's start with Jeremy then.
I put anything goes.
It's an open world game that you partially designed.
Yes, open space level.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's a creative mode where basically
I only
do
know that
whatever you
because the
want.
only game that I ever play from time to time is Roller Coaster Tycoon, and they have a sandbox mode.
That's what I'm doing on the Jurassic World. I'm just like sandbox mode right now. It's like
that was usually like my favorite thing about certain games, especially like wrestling games, just the creating part of it.
That is
I never played the
100%,
game.
Yes,
You just
I love
do the entrances and then
whoa,
look at it go.
Have you seen Rob's YouTube? He does the JWF. He does it and he just sims it, and his wife's like,
Rob
"What
was
the
still
fuck?"
alive.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to him in a long, like over 10 years.
We got 7 out of 10 of those.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, we're supposed to keep our own score.
5,
I win.
6. I got 7.5.
I
did give him a half.
I got 6.5. It would have been
Lonnie wins.
It would have been 10.5.
Did you include your bonus point?
That was for 5.
That was for 5?
Oh,
yeah, I mean it doesn't change your guys' score.
Well, it does mine.
To 12.5 or to 12, and you got 12.5. Is that?
Yeah, I got
or
1,
like
2,
11.5
3,
or whatever.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, and you got 11.5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11.5. Yeah.
Lonnie wins by the half a
Beat
point.
ya.
So yeah, I got that at work today, and I was like, if we run out of things, there
Jeremy,
we go.
your ass is going to get.
But my favorite part was Jeremy. The whole part, I even talked about this before you arrived. I was like, Jeremy's gonna hate this whole fucking game, but his answers are gonna be the best part.
My favorite was the last one.
The gas station. I do like that. That was good. That was very good.
I couldn't think of anything for after I said check for lumps. I'm like, I got nothing.
Check for red. Yeah, that's why you got the.
I was trying to think of check for abnormalities. I couldn't think of the word abnormalities. So,
right in a room full of abnormalities.
That's true.
Well, thanks for returning to us.
Yes,
Sir
I liked
John.
being here.
Do you like to be called Jonathan?
No.
Jonathan.
Red flag.
Red flag.
He's done with this podcast.
All right.
Nah, I don't really give a shit.
Or refer to him as the Marshal.
The Marshal.
Marshal.
You never
Marshal
asked what I like to be called.
I already have pet names for you.
Sugar Bee.
Grumpy asshole.
We never called you asshole.
That's what I'm gonna have here in a bit. I ate Taco Bell earlier.
Oh no.
But they're not a sponsor, are they?
Not anymore.
Good.
We were not supposed to say their name on air.
Now there's 2-level Taco Bells, and you're about to have
both of them.
Well, you're going to need a double-decker.
Pretty soon this podcast is just going to be robots.
And I'm all out
like
of
at
bubble
McDonald's.
Do you have another Do you have another topic?
Don't worry.
Do you have another topic?
No. Will that
you have
complete
another
your
topic?
order?
Guys, feel free to email us at theboundlesspodtrap@gmail.com.
Please,
Tell us-
email
Please give us some topics to
I
discuss.
want to
Yeah,
hear
tell
that
us what
alert
you-
go off.
Tell us what you want us to talk about. Tell us
We
what
will
you don't want us to
100%
talk
take
about.
viewer, listener.
We're sick of
questions.
getting credit karma
And
emails.
stick them straight up your...
I feel like we're on the Oscars right now, and the music's like playing us off stage. It's like, get up, all
That's what
right.
it's supposed to do.
Zazzle.com.
Nobody got
Flashing
slapped.
the red light.
I said it, and I don't care if he's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Smith is listening.
He ain't doing nothing
to
right
our
now.
podcast.
Right.
Zazzle.com. Buy your worst fucking Boundless PodTrap merchandise you can.
There's some good stuff on there.
There's water bottles and pens. And
The keychains are awesome.
the sticker's already gone off
I
my
wanted
car,
to say
not
good
by
things
choice.
about the bumper stickers, but yeah, mine's already peeling too. After 2 years. Nice. They got a 2-year lifespan until they expire.
Mine's still nice because it's sitting on my dresser.
Nice.
It's not on my car.
Oh, damn it. Okay, we got to redo it.
Do the whole entrance again.
There we go.
So we got another 2 minutes to talk.
So, John, thanks again for coming out. Thank you guys for listening to the BPT 041 Bantersode episode. Half and half, black and mild, sweet and low.
Gin and juice.
A little bit of this,
The Mighty
a little bit
Mighty
of that.
Boss Tones. Shout out to the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones again.
They're not a band anymore.
I thought they were the podcast.
So many things happening on
What's
at
the
once.
podcast? The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Oh no, 4 black guys.
The Mighty Ducks.
The Mighty Misfit
The Mighty
Kings.
Ducks.
Go check out the Mighty Misfit
Quack,
Kings.
quack,
They
quack.
are a very...
Gordon? Stop quacking.
They're an awesome
Mighty Misfit
podcast.
Kings.
What were they
They're
again?
coming
I'm
up.
sorry, I
They're
was
reaching
talking
their
over
groove.
you. I want to know what they are.
Misfit Kings. They're fucking fantastic.
Mighty
I
Misfit
listen to
Kings,
them. I
got it.
really
Mighty
enjoy them.
Misfit Kings.
It's hard to please me.
They really like Lonnie, so that's kind of crazy.
I mean,
Then how can you go wrong?
That's
Red
why
flag.
we don't listen to them.
Red flag.
Right on.
Fuck you guys. I am enjoyable.
Their podcast is so much better than ours right now. This one's been off the rails.
I think that's more entertaining, though, when you're off the rails instead of organized.
Are we going to fight?
Have you listened?
Have you ever...
I am.
Have you fought anybody?
Now I'm on the show.
Have you ever done like a one-on-one fight or something like that?
Yeah, a lot in high school. I got my ass kicked a bunch.
Dude, the other night, I mean, I was fighting. Like, sometimes I fight on
I'm
more.
not even listening.
We're gonna go over this 2 minutes. Too,
I was beating off 2 guys at once.
You were beating off
Like,
guys?
I was beating left and right.
We gotta go.
and a little
I
bit,
gotta take a dump.
a little bit with his feet.
You're doing movie nights again?
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. This concludes our broadcast day. Click.